Do you hate wet feet as much as I do? Then you're going to want to get yourselves a pair of Vessies. Just dry, comfortable feet. Click the link directly below this video. Get yourself and your family a pair of Vessies and enjoy dry, comfortable feet. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at AR headquarters with the Mercedes S550 that I got for a ridiculously cheap price of $15,000 for a W222 2014 S550. It's a twin turbo V8, 7-speed automatic. It's rear wheel drive. It is not 4MATIC, and it's got 181,000 miles on the odometer. Well, I've been driving it for almost 2 weeks now, and it's been uneventful. This car is not going to bring us any content, so I'm thinking about letting it go. Sam Crack got a hold of me, said he might be interested in it. I promised I'd give him first dibs on it, so I'm giving him first dibs and we'll see what happens. But for today, I have yet to give it a wash. I decided we were going to wait until it was a hot, humid, muggy, sunny day to come out here and try to wash this thing and clean it up. That way we get the most water spots. So why don't we jump into it? So I'm gonna give you a quick walk around so you can see how nasty it is. It's very dirty, guys. The wheels and tires, absolutely filthy. This is a phenomenal car. In all honesty, it's probably the most favorite car that I have ever owned. It's filthy dirty. It's hard to keep this black clean, especially since I live on a dirt road. And with all the rain that we've had, very difficult to keep the car clean. But man, I've never ridden or driven anything that rides and drives like this. This car, absolutely phenomenal. But at the end of the day, I gotta be completely honest with you. It's got no mechanical problems. Everything works. Everything. No warning lights at all. Everything functions like it's supposed to. And it scares me. It absolutely scares the bejesus out of me, because I know that when these things break, they break big. So while it may be the most enjoyable riding and driving experience I've ever had, I have never felt so confident and comfortable in a vehicle before, ever. This thing is phenomenal. The fact that it will eventually break down and it will eventually be massive, expensive repairs, that really does scare me. Unfortunately, for now, there's really nothing that needs to be done to it other than clean it up and send it down the road. So hopefully, since we got this for such a good price, we'll be able to flip it and maybe make a little bit of money while still giving the next person a little bit of a deal as well. And with that, I guess let's jump into a time lapse. I've got everything I need here. I've got my wheel and tire cleaner. I've got my brushes. I got my bucket. We're going to actually foam the car. Hopefully I can do this without causing too much problems out here. We're also going to pressure wash. The bird had babies right up there, and it has made a hell of a mess all over my sidewalk, so I'd like to clean that and that up as well. But I got my foam can in here, just an El Cheapo foam can. But we'll foam it down and we'll wash it up. I'm going to start with the wheels and tires, and then we'll move on to giving her a proper bath. So I don't know if any of you were able to see me jumping around and freaking out. Probably not. It was probably out of frame. But I inadvertently parked all of my stuff on top of a anthill. And let's just say within a few minutes of being over there, before I knew it, they were all over me. They were on my hands. I didn't even know they were on me. They crawled like all over me. And then it's like they all simultaneously started biting me. So I freaked out. I dropped everything. I ran around and started jumping up and down. Then I got kind of pissed off and I came back and I hit them all with the pressure washer. And then they came back and bit me some more. Eventually I had to move the car. So where you see the car getting moved, that's because I was getting literally eaten alive by ants. So the car is done. We'll take it over there. We're going to take a quick look at it. The exterior is almost finished. We are going to do a light ceramic spray coating on the outside of it just to bring in that extra shine, a little bit of extra depth. I could go through, cut and polish it. I don't have the time for that today. Besides, it's supposed to start raining here in another hour or so, so that's perfect. But I want to give a special shout out to a 12-year-old kid named Zayn. His dad got a hold of me and said that they watch my videos. He goes to the bus stop every morning and they go early and he practices doing walkarounds with the cars at their apartment complex. He pretends like he's me and does these little walkarounds out there. And I just wanted to give a special shout out and thank you to Zayn and his family for watching these videos. Super, super happy when I get comments like that. It can take a bad day and just kind of lift your spirits. You know, that is absolutely wonderful. So let's go take a look at the Mercedes. Let's see how it came out. But first, these freaking ants, man. There they are right there. I mean, these suckers are no joke. And here they are trying to get back on me again. It's like they know me. It's like they figured out who I am or something. So you got to stomp your damn feet and hope that there's none on you, because they will bite the living bejesus out of you. All right. So there she is. I think a light ceramic coating will do wonders on this, make it look a lot better and help it stay cleaner, make it easier to clean off too. Don't worry, that rag on the ground, I know you guys are going to jump on me. I don't use it. I don't know why it was in my bag of stuff, so I just tossed it on the ground. I should probably throw it away. But there she is. She came out really nice. That foam cannon is amazing, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. I already got a hold of Sam Crack and I said, hey, if you want it, you've got first dibs on it. I think 18 is where I'm at with it. You can't find these. You can't find these, especially finding one that you already know everything about it. I took the risk, you know what I mean? I took the risk buying this because it was red light as is. It could have been a complete pile. It could have been an absolute disaster. But I took a risk, and as it turns out, the risk paid off. There was a reward. This is a great car. So I feel like, you know, I've got right at 16 into it. So 18, that gives me a couple $1,000s for my trouble. And somebody else, whether it's him or anybody else, you get a car that you know exactly what you're getting. You don't have to take the risk. And there should still be plenty of money on the table to make a little profit on it yourself. And to kind of explain my point, I've got my BlackBerry Cherry hooked up. And I mean, you can see I've put in the 182,000 miles, which it's close to that. But the average wholesale price on this is $17,585. So almost $18,000 is wholesale for it. And if you go to retail is $22,000. So there you go. That's the difference between $17,500 and $22,000. So if you give me $18,000 for it and you're just going to turn around and flip it and retail it, that's $5,000, $4,000, $4,000. And the best part is you don't have to do anything to it. Like when it gets there, it should already be relatively clean inside and out, running and driving and ready to go. Now this, if Sam decides he doesn't want it, I'll be posting this most likely on ACV. And I'll probably put it up on Copart as well, just to see how it does. Why don't we get this thing into the shop and let's wipe down the interior, vacuum it out. And I think we can, well, do a little ceramic spray on it, a quick ceramic spray, and we will be done. But before I forget, we have yet to put this thing on the lift and see what's going on underneath it. I totally forgot about that. So that's what we're going to do right now. We got it on the lift. I'm going to get it up in the air. We're going to take a peek underneath it, although I think it's got shields underneath it, so I doubt we're going to be able to see much. But if there's anything leaking profusely, oil especially, we should easily be able to see that when we get it up in the air. Well, she's in the air, so let's see what we see, if anything. And then we'll also go ahead and run a diagnostic on it as well. I haven't cleared the codes, I haven't cheated. I've got a new diagnostic scanner that just showed up. And this would be a good opportunity to try it out and see how it does. And it's a lot cheaper than the one that I bought before, which is a very professional grade scan tool. So it'd be interesting to see what pops up in here. Looking under here though, it's what I expected. I see nothing. A lot of sand and dirt, that's from where I live. But axles, good shape, nothing leaking anywhere back here, like nothing. Rear diff, sealed. I mean, there are no leaks under here at all. Look at this, wow. Can I even get you up there? Look at this. Okay. Moving right along. Exhaust hangers look good. There's your, you don't always get to see those. Your flex disc that insulates the drive shaft from the transmission. That thing is in, that thing, it looks like something, I wish I could get you in there. I don't think I can though. It's in good shape. It really is. It's in good shape. Now, this is where we run into a problem, is they put these pans under here. This pan is missing 2 bolts. So we can kind of get a glimpse up under here. All right, here's your transmission. This is your 7-speed, and the pan is perfectly dry. I mean, everything on this looks dry. There's a bolt missing on this little, probably a trans coolant line right there. Right there in the middle of your screen. So somebody neglected to put that. It goes right there where I'm tapping the light. That piece down there. So somebody, there's a, to stop flashing. Looking up at the engine though, there's your starter. It's covered by that heat shield. And I see nothing leaking. The oil pan has been done. It's got silicon RTV. So somebody has had the oil pan out. That may be an engine out job, I would imagine. I mean, look at this thing. Let's move over to the other side. You can't see too much over here. You can't see much anywhere, but what I can see is that there is nothing leaking on this car anywhere. Nowhere. Even under here, these belly pans, they have holes in them. And I mean, the car is wet. I did just wash it. Here's your front struts. The aromatic suspension, brakes, rotors, tie rods, ball joints. There's no cracking, no warpage, no nothing under here. This is insane. This car is in absolutely phenomenal condition. I didn't expect this at all. I figured it'd be leaking something somewhere, right? At least starting to seep, and other than dripping water from washing it, it's in great shape. Now, I knew it wasn't actively dripping anything on the ground because I park it at my house every day. It sits in my driveway, and I won't park a car in my driveway that leaks, and this car has not leaked anything onto the ground at all. It really is just a great running and driving car. Okay, well, we've inspected the underside of it. Everything looks really, really good. Now let's put it to the test. Let's hook up the scan tool, and let's see if she's hiding any codes. All right, so we're back with a couple things. I've got my chemicals. This is my ceramic speed shine, and this is interior cleaner. This is interior detailer. You always got to shake this stuff up. I'm not going to have you guys sit here and watch me detail the rest of the car, but we are going to check something out here. This, if you guys don't know, is my Autel MaxiSys Elite. This thing cost me $4,000 or so. It's a very expensive scan tool. Comes in a big case. I got the case down here. Oh, this thing's a monster. All right, it's a big, big case. Let's move this out of the way. And next to it, this is the new AutoFix, OTO. I thought that was a cool play. OTO, AutoFix, pretty cool. So again, my Autel MaxiSys Elite that I paid top dollar for. All right. This is where your little Bluetooth adapter goes, and then you've got all of these adapters in here, and there's a lot of them. This is going to cover just about every car manufactured ever since the beginning of onboard diagnostics. There's more in here. There's a ton of adapters. So this is it's a big boy scan tool. This one, however, I haven't had the opportunity to really do much with, other than open the box, register it to my account. I haven't used it on anything, but it's just like this one, except it's smaller. It's a lot cheaper as far as the price is concerned. Now here's what's missing: the adapters. You get no adapters. You get a plug for charging, of course. Looks like you got a little USB-C to USB-A, and also Ethernet adapter, so you could plug this thing directly into the Ethernet. I guess that's pretty cool. Just a USB-C to that old school, I don't remember what they called this, the printer adapter, which is probably for this. Here we have the Otto V1 Flash, and we'll compare it directly real quick to this one right here. This goes to my Autel, and this is actually a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger of a unit. Very sturdy. Both of these are very nice. I've had no issues with my Autel since I purchased it. None at all. It's been a great tool. All right, then of course you've got your cable. You've got to have this to plug into your OBD2 port and into the back of this. But when you compare these units side by side, this is what I kind of fell in love with this little thing. It's got a rugged, like armored case. Very, very nice. Look at the size difference between these two. Take this. Now this is a big, heavy-duty unit. All right, and this has the foldable, so you can set it up. Very nice. But this right here, look at the size difference. If you take it and you sit it right here, look how much smaller it is. Look how much thinner this is, and this is so lightweight. Another thing that I've really come to like about this is the screen. On this one, this is about as bright. That is, I've got the screen all the way up. That's as bright as you can get it. And this particular area is not a super bright one. You got your MaxiSys tool diagnostic thing you put up right now. Will remind me later. It wants me to update. I have not updated. I haven't updated in a long time. Let's hope these are the same. This is the same. And look at the difference in quality of the screens here. Now, not to knock the MaxiSys Elite at all. Great tool, but you can clearly see a difference in these two screens. That's nice. I like this screen, and this brightness is turned way down to conserve battery. Let's load the diagnostic programs real quick. We'll turn on that one. We'll turn on this one. This one is far faster. This one is far faster. And look, they are identical. They're identical. It's the same system in a different, more compact, ergonomic design. So I'm really excited to hook this up to the Mercedes for the first time. We're going to try it out right now and see how it works. And we're going to find out if the Mercedes is hiding anything. All right, so of course it's Bluetooth, so you don't have to sit around and be tied to the car. But what I found interesting is as soon as I plugged it in, it knew what car it was. That is pretty cool. So I guess I'll push that button. We're going to do a standalone diagnostic on this, and it's going to bring up automatically the program. Well, this is fast. Wow. This is fast. All right. Man, the other one is so much slower than this. We'll get the diagnostic program loaded. We'll do an auto scan. This usually takes forever because there are so many units. So I guess we'll just click fault scan and we'll let her go to town and see what happens. I wanted to show you guys firsthand how fast this thing is. It is absolutely insane how quick it gets through with everything. I just pushed the button. I came to sit out here and it's done. That is far superior to anything I've had before. So let's see. Surely it's going to have a lot of faults, right? It does. It does have quite a few faults. Number one, we have an engine control unit fault. It says, communicating with electronic ignition lock has a malfunction. The message is missing. The position of the intake cam is implausible relative to the position of the crankshaft. Now, this is important because this car just had a timing job done. So apparently it did have a problem with the timing. And somebody went in there, they redid it. That was assured to me by the dealer that sold it, is it just had a timing job done on it. So we'll go in here, we'll go into the trouble codes. It should bring it up relatively quickly. There we go. And the other thing to notice, these are not current. These are historical codes. So nothing to worry about there. Apparently somebody just did not clear the codes properly. Is there anything else that could be... The front signal acquisition unit, that's not important. We have an air conditioner unit, 3 faults. Hell, let's go, let's check it out. I told you this car is perfect. I mean, I told you this car was perfect. So we'll go to trouble codes. This is so easy to use. We have an A-pillar flap servo motor mechanical fault, a right flap servo motor. These are also stored. That's historical, but this one says it's active. So again, this is not anything important. These are flaps for the air conditioning in like the back seats or whatever. The PTCU drivetrain control unit, ignition lock has a malfunction, but again, this is stored. This one, the vehicle speed signal was not received from the head unit control unit, active and stored. Here we have a bunch of stored. These are all of those are stored. So almost everything is stored. Everything else is good. So we can do a quick erase and she will clear all the codes. And as you can see, everything is coming back passed with no faults, except for the air conditioner control unit. No surprise there. All right, let's let her clear out all these codes and we'll see what comes back. It's done. I was going to turn the camera off. So it's that air conditioner control unit. It's going to be that same code. And that's it. That's it. Look how quick and easy that was. Hot functions, oil reset, parking brake, TPMS, the battery module. It's key programming, immobilizers, injectors, the steering angle sensors, suspension, brake bleed, throttle, odometer. Yes, in some cases, you can get into these and you can adjust the mileage. You shouldn't do that. It's illegal. Transmission adaptation, everything. So now we're out of this. We're done. I just had to show this to you guys. This unit right here, which looks like, aside from missing all of these adapters, all right, which you can buy adapters separately, aside from that, for any OBD2, any new vehicle past newer than 1996, this little thing is probably going to be all you need to do everything that this major one does. And that thing, like I said, I can't remember the price, but it was $4,000 or $5,000 when I bought it. This one, it's like $500 or $600. $500 or $600, and it comes out of the box with 2 years of free updates. So for 2 years, you get absolutely free updates as well. So we've cleared all the codes on the car. There was not a check engine light. I haven't had any problems with this car showing me anything that would make me concerned. But we'll go ahead and shut it off. Let's unplug it from the OBD2 port. We'll close that up. Let's fire it up real quick. I love this car. I kind of don't want to get rid of it, truthfully. Eco button, you can turn eco mode on and off. Listen to this thing purr. Man. This is a beautiful car. I'm sorry, guys. This is a beautiful car. Soft close works. The intelligent LED headlights. It's a magnificent piece of machinery, and truthfully, if I don't sell it, I don't think I'm going to be all that upset about it. You've got some hidden components, like under here is that's your washer fluid, but under here is your coolant, and I know it looks like a mess, but I mean, this hasn't been cleaned in God knows how long. It's pretty nasty under here. There you go. Under here is a hidden one. This is a nice one. Pop this cover off. And if you didn't know it was here, you'd never know. All right, if I remember correctly, that is your computer. And right here is your intercooler coolant. It's very important because that keeps your turbos cool. It is liquid and air-cooled turbos. So you've got to make sure that's in there. And if you're hearing that noise and you're thinking something's wrong, no, direct injection. You're hearing those injectors fire. It has a new thermostat housing. That whole piece right there is brand new. And then down there, it's hard to get you down there, but that shiny black pulley spinning right there, that is the water pump. That is also brand new as well. Yeah, somebody just did, I mean, they did a lot of work to this. A lot of money was poured into this car, and here it is. So will I be hurt if I can't sell it? No, I really won't. We need to hit this outside real quick with some of my my quick spray ceramic. I think that's really going to add a little bit of depth, and with the rain coming, it'll make it easier for me to clean up after this storm that's about to hit. So this is what I'm going to be using right here. I'm going to close this thing up, and I'm going to give it a quick detail, and we'll come back when it's done. Now tell me this thing did not come out absolutely stunning. Look at that. Not to worry, I did a little before and after. I'll throw that in there right now for you. Look at the difference in the depth on the hood. You can clearly see a difference. And I did this all by hand. Just wax on, wax off with good product, man. And she came out superb. This thing looks like an executive car now. You know what I mean? No heavy polishing. And yeah, it would look a lot better if I had taken the time to go through and really polish it out. But for what I was looking for, this was it, man. I spent about 4 hours on this car today. And let's take a look at the interior. Oh yeah, I even ceramic coated all of this. Everything in here. Look at that. Look at this. The seats are treated. I almost hate touching it and get fingerprints on it, man. It's looking so right. Everything in here has been cleaned. And tell me it is not a beautiful car. God, in those seats, the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in my life. Soft close, we'll barely close it. Look at that. There it is, guys. I do want to point out one more thing. The diagnostic tool that I showed you guys earlier, man, you can do battery tests with it. You can cut keys with it, program keys. You can program control modules. That thing, it's like dealer service level stuff within that one unit. I pulled it up on Amazon just to get a quick idea of how much it actually, 549 bucks. $549. And that thing, it's not sponsored. I want to point this out. They did send it to me. They said review it. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then, you know, great, whatever. The thing is, I love it. And in fact, I'm going to use it in place of my Alto. I'm taking it home with me. I'm going to start carrying it with me everywhere I go. This is great. It's a great tool, but it's slow. It's very, very slow compared to the new one. And that new one, I could not believe how lightning fast it was able to run through all the systems in this car. That thing right there, it would have taken at least 3, maybe 5 minutes. This one here did it in like 1. Absolutely insane. So that is my new favorite tool. I will put a link below this video. If you guys are interested, I'm telling you, I didn't get paid. I'm not getting a commission. I get nothing for it. I get nothing. I got the scan tool anyway, regardless of whether I told you I liked it or not. I already had the scan tool. So I get nothing for telling you about it. I'm telling you, $549 versus $4,000 or $5,000 any day of the week. That one's going home with me. This was a very painful video to make for so many reasons, guys. For so many reasons, this video was a pain to make. But I thought you guys might get some enjoyment. A lot of you have mentioned, hey, you don't clean your own cars. You don't do any of this stuff anymore. Well, there you go. I did it. I put some hours in today. And man, she looks great. And the satisfaction you get from doing it yourself, not to mention the hundreds of dollars you save, there's really something to that. There is. I got to admit, I love the S-Class. Unfortunately, I don't really have any use for keeping it. I'd rather turn it into money and get another content car. So if you guys are on board with that, drop a comment below and definitely let me know. If you're interested in it, I'm looking for 18. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't think I'm going to deviate from that. I think I'd rather hold on to it then let it go for any less than 18. There's plenty of room for me to make a little money and someone else to make some money as well. So drop your comments below. Tell me what you thought of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, there's a link below the video for the that auto scan tool. That thing is amazing. Go check them out as well. Zayn, again, thank you so much for watching, man. I appreciate you, and keep up doing good. I'm proud of you, man. And to the father and the family, good on you guys for raising a good kid, man. All right, I'm out of here. Stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.